Many enter this evil house, but few depart alive. But I will give you a chance. There are 2 doors. If you choose the right one, you may escape. But if you choose the wrong one, choose.
Here it is, the Baco Tunes podcast with Matt Munoz. Audio brought to you by Chain Cone Clark.
I am joined in studio by a very, very special guest, a longtime friend. I mean, perfect to kick off the Halloween season because I have none other than the one, the only, George the Giant McArthur in the studio. We're going to be talking about George the Giant's Strange Museum of Oddities and Wonders. Welcome to the studio, George.
Oh, thank you for having me, Matt. You don't. We have known each other for. I'm like going.
Time.
I'm like, oh crap! How many years? Oh
yeah.
No, this is not good. Now, it's bad enough I turned 54 a couple of days ago, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm old.
You're a youngster. You're a youngster. Oh, wow. So yes, as I said, kicking off the Halloween season right here in Bakersfield, and you cannot kick off the season without George the Giant's Strange Museum and Oddities of Wonders, which is going to be opening on October the 13th.
Hey, I've lucked out because trust me, how many times do you get a Friday the 13th?
I know.
In October.
Yeah.
So it was like when we realized that was our first day, we were like, I got to do something.
Yeah.
I got to do a party. I got to do something. So it's like we have over we are planning on just 13 vendors because I just thought that was cool. It might be a little bit more now. Selling weird and strange things. We have an asylum group who makes these toys that just creep you out. We have bone people coming and some other stuff. Plus, when you go into the museum, we're doing 2 people for $13. We're going to have some discounts in the museum that if you spend so much money, you'll get 13% off. We're going to have a lot of stuff going on. We are going to make this fun. We even have the DeLorean. We have a Back to the Future car sitting there just because it makes me happy. If I could find one of my friends that have the hearse to come in, I'll get a hearse there too. But it's like getting a hold of certain friends are harder than others.
Now, hold on a second because you're giving us a lot of great information, which we are going to get to. Now, we're talking about the Strange Museum of Oddities and Wonders. Now, if you've been following George the Giant, if you've been following George the Giant or George McArthur, whichever the way you know him as, you know that this annual museum exhibition of crazy stuff, freaky things, haunted objects, it started in downtown Bakersfield, but now it's going to be held right over here in the Southwest, 5630 District Boulevard, Suite 122. It's from 93313. And like he said, it's going to open on October the 13th, and it's going to run on various weekends through October the 28th. But we're going to give you some more information on that. But I wanted to have George in here because not only have I known him for a while, and I have seen his trajectory be a Bakersfield College student. We attended Bakersfield College at the same time, and I used to see this gentleman, this very tall, large gentleman, walking around wearing a monk's robe.
Oh, yeah.
And I was in the marching band, so I was a music geek, and you were a theater geek.
Yes.
And we attended Bakersfield College at the same time. However, fast forward, I start seeing George I went to the Vans Warped Tour. I see him in there. He's part of like those sideshows. I don't like to use the word freak, but like the old school freak shows that you would see in the old school.
Okay, before you start politically correcting yourself for me, sideshow freak does not bother me because I'm a natural born.
Yeah.
So freaks were set up in different categories. You had natural born freak, which were people born different.
Yeah.
I'm over 7 feet tall. I am a giant. I am what I am. Then you had self-made freaks, were the people that ate fire, swallowed swords, hammered nails in your heads, which by chance, oh yeah, that's me too. And then you have the outside talker who brought people in, which I've had to become. So it's like I'm a 3-in-1 right there. But
you have it all. I mean, you do it all.
Oh yeah, I've been performing for almost 34 years. That's doing
amazing.
sideshow. And during that time, I started collecting the weird and strange. And it was like I had to find somewhere to put it. and I was going to do a museum downtown until I realized how much a shop downtown cost. And so I turned around and instead was talking to someone that did pop-ups, and they were like, why don't you do a pop-up? And I was like, what's a pop-up? And they were like, it's only there for a short time. It's like a dark carnival.
Yeah.
It's there for a little bit.
Like a tent?
And then it vanishes.
Yeah.
And so I was able to talk to the Fox, and the Fox was like, oh, no, come on down. And so I was able to do it for for 2 weekends, 4 days.
It was huge.
And that turnout, I was expecting around maybe 200, 250 for the 4 days. And I walked out the first day before I opened the gate, and it had a line all the way down and around the block past today's cleaners. And I was just so stunned that people wanted to see my stuff. It's weird. It's strange.
What year was that? 2018? Was that the very
18,
first one?
Because
Okay.
I've done this 5 years, 4 years in Bakersfield. So we did 2 years at the Fox. Then we had COVID. Then I had it in Orange County when I was performing at Knott's Berry Farm. I brought the museum, put it in a haunt in Orange County. I had someone else run it. And then I brought it back to Bakersfield last year at Esports. And now I'm bringing it over here. And
You went to the extreme. You went to the Dale, and now you're over here in the Southwest.
yes, and I'm looking forward to the Southwest. I was just, it's a lot closer to my house. It's like it's not going to take so long to get here and get back. And it's like I'm still going to be doing some stuff here and there, but during the week, I want to be here for the museum because as I told someone about when I had the museum in L.A., I didn't have to be there because it was just a name on a museum. This is George the Giant Strange Museum of Oddities and Wonders. If I do it in Bakersfield and I'm not here, people get upset. I am part of the exhibit.
And because they want a picture, they want a selfie,
want pictures.
they want you to lift them up.
Yes, and that's why I have a section in the museum that I call the ego wall, the ego section. It's pictures of me with celebrities. It's pictures of me in Enquirer magazine, Globe magazine, just different things that I've done. My Tonight, the badge that was on the Tonight Show that I had when I was in the room, just different things. And then you have my sections. I have like my cryptozoology section, which has like Bigfoot, has stuff dealing with Bigfoot, jackalopes. And one thing that I think you and me were talking about a long time ago, I have supposed a baby chupacabra.
Whoa. Okay.
A little chuppy.
I'm in. I'm
And
in.
I don't know why he makes me smile whenever I see him. I love chuppies. Chuppies, that is my spirit animal. So
Now, if you're just tuning in and you're wondering what the heck are these guys talking about, I am joined in studio by George the Giant McArthur. He is the owner. He is the man, the brains behind the Strange Museum
like
of
the
Oddities
curator.
and Wonders.
Curator.
The curator. Okay, so the Curious-orator. Something like that. That sounds like a Sideshow Barker type thing, huh? The Curious-orator. The curator of the Strange Museum of Oddities and Wonders. I have George the Giant in studio. So, you think I could do that gig?
Oh, dude, I'd hire you to be an outside talker. I have no problem. One less thing I have to do is, dude, I'm looking for someone to spin a sign right now.
Oh my God! Yeah. So, hey, ladies out there who want to get into the biz, this is a perfect opportunity. You got to contact George.
Break time. We'll be back. It's the Baco Tunes podcast with Matt Munoz.
If you're injured at work, you need a team who knows the law, a team respected by our community and the legal industry, a team certified as specialists in work injury law. Chain Cone Clark, the team you need when it matters most.
Hurry, hurry, step this way, the strangest sights on the island. Bricks from the four corners of the world. What 2 nickels, 1 dime, a 10th part of a dollar. We've got the show if you've got the dime. It's just starting.
before we get back into talking about the Museum of Oddities and Wonders, which is going to be opening on October 13th, let's talk about a little bit about your history, because you are from Bakersfield?
Born and raised.
Born and raised right here. What school did you go to?
Highland.
Oh, a Highland Scott.
I am a Highland Scots class of '88.
Gosh. Okay, so.
And yes, I was with them.
Okay, so here's the history with Highland. Okay, not only does my teenage son is actually, he's Highland Scott, he's a junior over there.
Oh my gosh.
But I told
are
him,
old now.
Oh, I know. So let's see, famous people who've attended Highland. Members of Korn, Jonathan Davis, as we all know, Korn.
Reggie, sorry. No, sorry, Fieldy.
Yeah, Reggie Arvizu.
I knew him as Reggie.
Yeah.
Me and him did not like each other.
Yeah, he was a big metalhead back
Oh,
then.
him and me did not get along. Let's just say it was not.
But now you can hurt him.
I could hurt him. Never mind. But me and Jonathan, we grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
His dad was in charge of the music at Bakersfield Community Theater. And my mom did a lot of the directing there. So we were latchkey kids there. So me and Jonathan hung out in the theater because parents are like, you sit in the corner, do something.
Yeah.
Keep yourself entertained.
All the curious kids find their way to each other. And you know what's happened with Korn, and you know what's happened with George. Let's see who else. Gregory Porter, who's a Grammy Award-winning jazz singer.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Also, Casey Nicole, who was she was the muse of Perry Farrell, that directed the Gift video, Been Caught Stealing, all that stuff. She went to Highland.
Yeah, she was there a while.
So it always trips me out. Highland, I mean, a lot of these Bakersfield schools.
And a few sports people.
Yeah, sports people. So Highland High Scott, you're born and raised right here in Bakersfield. Okay, how was it being the big guy at school? Because you are the big guy.
Sometimes better than others.
Yeah.
I in the museum, you're going to see a little fuzzy thing sitting in a jar. Mm-hmm. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
It's the last feeling because whenever anyone said something, I go, "Are trying to hurt my feeling?" And people are like, "Moment, that's singular, not." And I go, "No, the rest were destroyed in high school, elementary school and high school. I was picked on a lot because of my size difference. High school was a little bit hard, but I got to the point where I was just going to survive, and that's all I cared about. But I still had dreams. I wanted to do something different, and I loved theater and everything else. And when I had a chance later on in life to go on the road and learn sword swallowing and some other stuff, I had to take the chance. So I left radio. I was working in radio for a few years at that time. Took off to Amarillo, Texas.
Wow.
On the road with a sideshow owned by Bobby Reynolds, one of the last remaining old-time sideshow owners. And I learned sword swallowing. I had pretty much already taught myself glass eating and glass walking.
What was the first thing that you would
First time I ever learned fire.
Really?
I learned fire eating because I had an incident occurred when I was 21 that made me have a fear of fire. I'm one of these idiots. I'm scared of heights. I bungee jumped. I decided to learn fire eating. So I ate I learned how to do fire. And I ended up also learning how to lay on beds of nails and do the human pincushion and some other stunts. I performed at a coffee house downtown, Chaos Coffee.
Chaos Coffee House, yes.
And it was the first time I had done a show, and I was kind of freaking out. I was kind of nervous. And while I was doing fire, I wasn't paying attention to some of the fuel I was using. And so when I went to eat my last fire torch after doing a fire blast, I had Coleman fuel on my face, and it lit on fire. And I ended up getting scar tissue. I ended up burning my face fairly bad. And a friend of mine, every once in a while when I run into him, that's the first thing he remembers. And it's in his head every time. Jeremiah brings that up every time. I remember when you lit yourself on fire. I'm like, thank you very much.
Jeremy Lauria.
Yeah.
And his ex-wife, Rebecca Haas, who owned and ran Chaos Coffee. All of us have those roots over there. That's when downtown was kind of a Wild West show. You never knew what was going on.
I miss that place.
Yeah.
I miss a lot of stuff downtown, but now it's like I go there. and I don't mind leaving.
So if you're wondering where Chaos Coffee House was, it was at that time when like coffee houses were all the rage. The Seattle thing was happening, and so it was starting to kind of like make its way into the Central Valley where, grunge music and everything like that. And it just made sense because downtown was kind of a ghost town until a lot of these coffee houses started popping up. And so where the location of Riley's Tavern is, that's where Chaos Coffee House was. And at that time, it was the perfect introduction for you because I think when the whole Lollapalooza music festival was going on and people, first time they'd seen the Jim Rose traveling sideshow circus that was happening on there.
Yeah.
For everybody, all you old schoolers out there, remember the first Lollapaloozas when he was traveling and they had the little sideshows going on over there. So it was perfect for you to come in and say, you want to see some freaky stuff?
And that's
Come
when
see me.
I started right around that time.
Yeah.
I was starting to get into sideshow when, and in the biggest circus, it wasn't because of Jim Rose. It was all these other
it's
things
always been around.
that I was interested in that I got into it. And the Jim Rose sideshow is just a interesting setup with me because I've performed with almost every member of that group except Jim and Babette, his wife. I have performed with everyone. I was on the Maury Povich show with Lifto. I toured with Torture King. I've worked with Matt the Tube Crowley while I was on tour. He's the one that gave me permission to do the Tube Act that I did for several years, and then went, I can't do this anymore. It's a gross act. It just, you couldn't eat for 12 hours, and I realized I hated not eating.
Yeah. Look up the Tube Act. It's easy to find
It's
now.
called Bile Dew. But yeah, and then I worked with Enigma for a while, and I've toured with I've done shows everywhere and anywhere, but it's really weird. The place that I don't get a lot of fame for, but I do, is Bakersfield. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I love performing in this town, and when I've done certain shows, I get great love. But a lot of time, it's like I can't get booked for certain things because they don't want to book local acts that came from Bakersfield. They're like, oh, we don't want to pay for that.
Oh yeah, but
and you know how that is.
Oh yes, if you would have said, well, hey, I'm from the Bay Area, they're like, oh, here, we're going to put you up in the top of the Padre Hotel and pay all you want.
But when they go, well, where are you from? And I'm like, Bakersfield, and they're like, oh, okay, we can only give you $50 and a beer tab, and I'm like, well, I don't drink. And the $50 isn't going to pay anything.
Okay, I don't feel so bad because yes, that is
no.
very true.
I know you know this because you start. I helped Mental Guru move freaking band equipment before. I'm not even sure if you were part of it at that time. I was moving stuff.
Oh my God, yes. Well, definitely the '90s.
Music, art, interviews, and more. It's the Baco Tunes podcast with Matt Munoz.
You shall be Blackula. Blackula. The Black Avenger. Rising from his tomb to fill the night with horror. Blackula. Dracula's soul brother. Deadlier even than he. You know, he is a strange dude.
So you start doing your act, you start building up, you start making all your connections. Next thing you know, we start seeing more of George the Giant. Now you become like George the Giant. You're George, everybody knows, the locals, but now you become George the Giant. I start running into you, seeing you pop up here and there. I know we've done some interviews over the years, and I've kept in touch with you. You make wallets.
I made wallets out of old comic books. Yeah. I've put stuff together with
an entirely well-rounded creative.
Yeah, well, I don't have
a creation.
I don't have the ability to draw. If I could draw, I would be the happiest boy in the world. But I don't have that talent, so I have to do what I can. And it's like I try to create things that people are going to enjoy. It was when I started doing sideshow, I had a discussion with someone. It was like they were talking about a lot of the sideshow performers now. I call punk rock sideshow because they want blood everywhere. They want when they're doing glass, they're tearing their skins apart. My thing is, I don't want to gross you out. I don't want to be a shock value, and I want to make you go on a roller coaster. I want to throw you around, have you have different emotions. In my show, I will have you laughing hysterically and putting your hand over your eyes at the same time. My job is at the end of the show, you sit there and go, oh my gosh, I laughed so much. Oh my gosh, he did what? I was laughing. I enjoyed, he did what? And I enjoyed that. And that is my goal. That is, I do storytelling. In some of my shows, I've added certain pieces in where there's more storytelling, where I talk about a history of the sideshow, performers I know that I worked with. Some of my stories, I talk about different things, and I'm not performing these elaborate stunts anymore because, one, I'm getting a little bit older. It's a little bit harder to do some of the stuff to my body like I used to. Sword swallowing is getting a little bit more difficult. My throat has shrunken some because of different things going on.
I think I saw you at. Did you ever do the Magic Mountain, the Fright Fest?
I have done Knott's Berry Farm. I've done Universal Horror Nights, and I did Great America, and I've done stuff for Disney, but never their Halloween thing. But I was supposed to do Magic Mountain one year, and they ended up not able to have me there. They kind of went they wanted to pay me monster price as one of the roving monsters and have me do a show. And I was like, they did the same thing at the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary were trying to hire me. They wanted me there. And then all of a sudden, the amount of money they said they were going to pay us, I couldn't even pay my gas to get from Bakersfield to Long Beach.
That's so crazy because it's not like you're going to come across another giant in your life. Like, a lot of people, they're born very, very tall, and they're just like, they say, oh, man, that dude's a giant. But you're not going to. It's not every day you find somebody who's actually going to pursue and actually going to be perform all this stuff because, not like you said, not only you do like the human pincushion, we've stapled stuff to you. I've stapled $20 bills to you.
Yes, you have. And I thank you so much.
I've seen people stand on top of you with you have nails on top of you, on your back. I've seen you swallow plenty of swords, and thank God you're still here to talk about it.
You've seen a few of my shows. I think you've seen me blow myself up with the firecrackers a couple times.
Yes, I saw you at the Vans Warped Tour.
Yeah, the Vans Warped Tour was the weirdest show because I only did a few spots there, and it was like all of a sudden I looked down at the audience and I'm like, nah. I'm like, I go, Bakersfield comes to hunt me down. Yeah. I had him do that at Great America. I was in Great America near the Bay Area, and I had 3 people come up to me, and I'm like, hey, I haven't seen you. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah, you've had quite the experience. Now, so let's jump right a little bit back into the history. So Bakersfield, you start building yourself up. You start making connections. You're working with all the side shows, the traveling side shows, making appearances.
Then I did Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. And while I was doing that, I was working with a gentleman who, Morgan, and he is Cujo. You know the movie Cujo?
Yeah. Oh,
He's the one that wore the Cujo costume. And his daughter is the ring girl, Bonnie Morgan. So she was working with us.
Okay.
Well, while we were doing some stuff, they were filming a TV show in Vegas called The Strip on UPN.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was like Miami Vice meets Vegas.
Uh-huh.
And they needed a thug that could do something weird or strange. So next thing I know, I'm flying to Vegas, filming for a week. So I filmed my first TV show and got my SAG card doing this weird TV show, and I'm eating fire and shoving needles in my face. Then after we did that, a couple months later, I'm doing Touched by an Angel.
Yeah.
And I'm flying to Utah to film that. And then later on...
What did you play in Touched by the Angel?
I played a circus giant.
Oh, no.
I can't believe it. And the biggest thing is, though, this is when I learned about film at its finest. They filmed so much with me. Like, they filmed me in the open credits while the main characters walked by me. They had all these scenes. when you see the episode, it's a Where's Waldo episode of The Giant. I am in little bits and pieces. They cut me out of the beginning, which kind of hurt my feeling because I did some beautiful fire blasts. And then later on, but there's scenes where they walk by, I'm in one corner, and then when they turn the corner, I'm somewhere else. I'm like, yeah, they weren't thinking that one out. And then one of the main scenes of the two kids having this argument, they're in front of my chest the whole time.
Uh-huh.
And so my chest is the backdrop.
Oh.
So
did you get to meet Della Reese?
Yes, for a very short second.
Break time. We'll be back. It's the Baco Tunes podcast with Matt Munoz.
This is the story of Jade Cochran, a country girl who knew there had to be something better than waiting tables in a greasy roadside stand. When the carnival came to town and left, Jade left with it. From that day on, something evil hauntingly clouded the trail of the gypsy caravan. Filmed on location on one of America's largest traveling carnivals where it could have happened. You'll recoil in horror as something barbaric occurs behind the tents and tinsel of a monster midway on the Alley of Nightmare. You'll gasp in astonishment when you witness nature's human mistakes. You'll see it all and more when you see She-Freak. And tell no one what you see.
Wow.
But yeah, it was
classic.
It was a weird show, and then I've done a couple movies. I did.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
I was going to ask you, of course, I got to ask you about one of my favorites. And I remember I had no idea you were in it, but I'm watching the film, and it's one of my favorite directors, one of my favorite composers, Big Fish.
Oh, my
Tim
gosh.
Burton's Big Fish.
That thing was so funny because, as I said, I'd already decided things get cut. So I didn't tell anyone that I filmed it. My family knew, but I don't even know my brother. My brother didn't comprehend what I had done because he went to go see Elf with his kids. And the preview of Big Fish is my big old head shows up on screen and does a fire blast that fills the whole screen. And my brother is standing there going, "That's my brother." And he goes, "Dude, I had people going, shh, shh, what?" and the same thing, I got text messages and emails from different people that knew me. They said, "Dude, I almost got kicked out of the movie theater because all of a sudden I saw my friend on screen." I'm like, that's George.
That was us.
Yeah.
We're like, "That's George the Giant." Wait, hold on a second. Stop the projector. We need to break this down. How the heck did he get this? He shows up, and then I remember he just looks. He had that kind of angry look on your face, and then you just walk away. And we're like, "That's it. Bring him back."
I got fired. Danny DeVito fired me. The only boss that I've been happy to be fired by. He was the nicest guy in the world. We sat in a corner while they were having to reset stuff and talking about just all topics, and it was very surreal. It was weird. I had great conversations with him, had a blast. I was stuck there for 3 weeks. I was supposed to be there for a week.
Where was it filmed at?
It was filmed in Alabama.
Oh, wow. So it was true. It was real.
Well, and namely because they put where they were filming the sideshow, the circus stuff, was on a sod farm. So it's like the ground is made so they can cut the grass out.
Yeah.
Well, it was raining almost the whole time, too. So you're trying to walk around that place. You're sliding around.
Was it done on purpose so that it really resembled what it would have looked like to be in one of those
I
old
don't
school
think they were.
circuses?
It was a good area.
That's just the way it is.
It was a good area to set. It looked good. I don't think they were expecting it to rain as much. And that was the case. It rained a lot. And there was some weird stuff that happened on that set.
Pray tell.
Okay. Well, no. I have the sign from the when I get rolled out into the cart.
Yeah.
It says Colossus. So the Colossus case is made out of balsa wood, and they cut and grove sections out of it so they could shove wires into it, and they had like a spring system hooked on top of the tent that would yank it apart. So that's what made it blow up. Well, when it did it, They put that stuff in everything. So parts of that thing do not survive. We did that 3 times. We had 3 carts that they filmed.
Yeah.
Somehow, 2 signs that say Colossus survived. One of them, Tim Burton got, and he put it on the golf cart that he was driving around. And you can see that in the bonus footage of the DVD. If you hit a little fish logo that shows up out of nowhere.
Oh, they have the little, click that.
Yeah,
and
it has
little,
it's a hidden little thing that if you're moving the thing around, it shows up, and it'll be him driving down the road with fireworks shooting off of this cart, and you can see the Colossus sign. The other one I snagged, and trying to get that home on an airplane was hilarious. I had that thing wrapped in blankets, and I was holding it like dear life.
Are you going to have that at the museum?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
yeah.
listen, if you're just tuning in, we're going to get back to the story, so hold
Yes.
that. Sorry. We're talking with George McArthur, George the Giant, and we're talking about not only his life and his history right here in Bakersfield and kind of known around the world. Let's be honest. He's known around the world. The Strange Museum of Oddities and Wonders is going to be opening up October the 13th. It's 3 weekends, October 13th, 14th, 21st, 27th, and 28th. Now, before we get back, if people want to follow on your socials, how could they find out?
You can type in Strange Museum, and it's going to show up on Facebook. If you have the flyers, there's a little scan code on it. You can snag that.
Yeah,
It sends
QR
you-
code.
QR code. You can buy your tickets previous, but let's admit you're going to pay a little extra if you do that. Just show up.
Yeah,
and
just
buy
show
it.
up and support
I
him.
mean, it's like, yeah, I love it when you do that because that's money that goes straight, and I know where that money is, and I can spend it on advertising right now because I'm just getting ready to put ads on Facebook. So yeah, I'll take your money.
It's only $7.
But it's only $7.
Oh my gosh.
And if you come on Friday the 13th, it's 2 people for $13.
Oh,
so you
that's
save
what
a
you
buck.
do. Now, it's located at 5630 District Boulevard, Suite 122 over here in the Southwest.
Yes.
We're going to be posting up the flyer and the information throughout October, so make sure that you follow us, and we'll give you a lot of reminders. Now, let's get back to your story.
Okay. So as I said, that's how we got this. I got the sign
from
and
Big Fish.
And trust me, I love this sign. It's beautiful. But when we were filming the thing, I was brought in a week early so I could namely talk to the FX department and the stunt department. And they wanted to talk about the fire and everything else. And then the stunt department, because they were rigging up the wires into the cart and pulling it apart. And they had it where it was all 4 walls, the lid, and then it's on top of a cart, which also shot almond dust out of a setup with an air compressor. So what it looks like it blows up, but what it is it's being pulled apart. And then dust is being sent out, little chunks of wood and almond dust. Well, I walk over there when they're showing it to me, and I'm like, I can't be sealed in that thing. And they go, why not? I go, well, you want me to have my fire torches. I'm going to come out of that box and blow fire. And I said, that's not safe. And they go, what do you mean? I said, if you have all 4 walls sealed, lid and bottom, when they are pulled apart, it's going to cause a vacuum, and the fire will spread out. And I go, and I'm going to be in the center of it. I've had it happen. I was in the center of a fire blast once before. It was not a fun experience. I did that for Alice Cooper. Yeah, let me pick up that. Let me pick up that name later on. We'll talk about that story. And then I said, so this isn't. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. We already see. We did a test. I said, yeah, but you didn't have the guy hold a fire torch. You just had him sit in the box, which is a weird feeling. But there is no fire. Trust me, what I'm telling you is real. They wouldn't listen. So it comes down to the day of filming. I bring it up again. One of the stunt guys hears me and goes, yeah, I think he's right. And they're like, oh, no, we've already tested it. So we go do it. So if you watch the film, you're going to see a mistake happen. Sure enough, I have the torch. It's behind my back, but I'm sealed. The box blooms. The fire goes completely around me. Burns my eyebrows off. If you notice, I have no eyebrows in that show.
Yeah.
It burned my eyebrows off, and luckily I had put my hand up real quick. So you will see fire shoot around. They use that footage of fire coming around the explosion. That's my fire. But it blew my torch out because it... And so I'm standing there scared, crudless, holding the torch, with a mouthful of fuel, not knowing what to do because I'm now having shock because I was burnt.
Yeah.
And I'm just standing there, and then I hear cut, so I spit the fuel out. And I'm standing there. Tim comes up, and he goes, "Did something go wrong?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he goes, "Badly?" And I'm like, "Don't know." There are around 100 to 250 extras in the stands. Mm-hmm. There was no way I was going to go screaming, "I'm on fire." So I just stood, I was like, no matter how much damage I was in, because I don't know, I can't see my face, I can't see anything, so I don't know if I'm hurt or how bad. And I was like, I just need to get off this thing. Mm-hmm. So he's like, "Okay, we'll talk out there." So he goes, "Okay, reset," and he walks towards one entrance, walks out the entrance. 2 stunt guys come up to me and basically help me jump off the cart. I'm kind of rubber-legged because I'm now freaking out.
Oh, yeah.
And they basically start talking to me, making no sense. I have no idea what they're saying, but basically they're acting like my best friend, going, "Yeah, that was so great. I can't believe you did that," and just got me out the door. By the time we got out my door, Tim had run from one side of the tent all the way around, and he looked like he had slid half of it. And he comes up to me and goes, "What happened?" I told him. I said, "Look, it vacuumed. Mm-hmm. This is what happened. This is what I said would happen." And the guys that were in charge just kept looking at me like, "Oh, we didn't understand what you're saying." And I kept telling him what was going to happen. So they did it. So we had 2 more shots. And they go, "Well, we only have 2 more. We got to do these shots." I'm like, "No, no, no." And they're like, "So if anything goes wrong, you're still going to do the fire blast, even if you don't have fire. Just do the fuel. Still do the spit. We can add the flames in later or shoot you shooting the fire later." Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Okay." So we got rid of the back panel when I was in it. So my torch was sitting outside the back panel by a half a foot. They did the whole thing. I came up, blew the thing, looked beautiful. And then we did it a 3rd time. It worked great every time.
Now, did they give you like a bonus for hanging
I
in
got
there?
stunt pay. I was part stunt pay. So it was like got
paid handsomely, as they say in the biz?
Let's just say those 3 weeks I was there, when I was only supposed to be there for 1 week, I had just bought a house. It helped pay for all the paint and a lot of other things for that house when we bought it. So it was like it was very surprising how much money I made. It wasn't a lot. I mean, you look at how much other actors are making, but it was a good amount of money.
As it should be.
And I mean, it's like, it's like how that movie is 15. I want to say 15 years old.
I think it's older than that.
It's older than that, almost 20.
Yeah.
I get a residual check once a year for around $150.
Yeah.
So I get a magic check.
And that's probably more than a lot of people get these days with everything. I mean,
It's like I'll get a check every once in a while for $20. Every 3 months I'll get a check for like $20, and then once a year I'll get this check for like $150, and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, I get to go to Sizzler."
So all you can eat, and you can probably eat the whole thing, right?
Yeah, me and my wife get to go out to eat. Yay!
All right. So, what are some misconceptions about being a giant?
Being a giant, everything. Being my size. Do you know how much money it costs to clothe me? These shirts are handmade for me because I couldn't get anything that fit comfortably. Or have a design that I like. So now I pick out the fabric, I drop it off at my my one lady, and Tammy makes me a shirt, and it's like the shirts she makes me are beautiful. I've had more people try to buy my shirts off me, and then trying to get pants and everything else. It's hard to get clothing, and getting into buying a car. It's like trying on a pair of pants. It's like when I go get a car, it doesn't matter the gas mileage. It's not what color it is. I have to go sit in the car to see if I can fit because it's legroom and headroom. I've found some cars that were great, except my head was hitting the thing, and I couldn't. And also with the way the window is, I was getting partial viewing, and so I can't see unless I bend my head.
How tall are you?
I was approximately around 7'3". I'm because of stuff that has happened. I'm 7+. I know I'm over 7. I'm probably around 7'1", 7'2".
Okay.
I'm a biggin.
Yeah. So did you? So because as we age, our height will.
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
what I'm
shrink.
saying.
Yeah.
It's
So
flex.
now you're just a little bit.
Yeah,
Just a little.
I just think I'm
Not
a
a
little
whole lot,
flex.
though. You're
Not a
still
lot. I'm
giant.
still a biggin.
Yeah.
As my mom used to say, if you're over 7 foot, you're tall. If you're over 300 pounds, you're fat.
Yeah.
And
How big were you when you were born?
And I'm yes.
How big were you when you were born?
I don't know. I was so young. I don't remember. My wife can tell you. My mom told my wife, I always forget those things. You'd think I'd remember because everyone asks. And I'm like, but I was a normal sized baby. But it was like.
And then it just happened.
Oh, no. My mom had to carry my birth certificate with her to prove I was the age I was. It was like going into movie theaters and stuff. She had to show that I was the age I was. And it was. Yeah, I've been big. I mean, after my 3rd grade, I was bigger.
Were you buying booze for all your friends?
We don't talk. After 3rd grade, I was taller than all my teachers.
Yeah.
And so it was like, dude, I'm 8 years old, and I'm taller than everyone else.
But okay, so when you're growing up, you kind of overcame those obstacles. You used the things that you were born with to turn into something profitable, to become beloved by a lot of people, man. I mean, you're a very humble person, but it's great to see you busy. Of course, we were all excited to see you in Big Fish. Tim Burton, Ewan McGregor, Albert Finney, Helena Bonham Carter, music by Danny Elfman. I mean, you had it all. And so if you have not seen Big Fish yet, I mean, come on now. You need to go watch it.
I got to meet Danny.
Yeah, really?
I got to meet him at another show. I was doing a show in L.A., and he came to my show. He even has my fire eating book that I wrote.
Yeah, because he's a collector of oddities.
He's a collector. Oh, he loves ventriloquist figures.
Yeah.
He's creepy.
I've seen his videos.
Those make me uncomfortable. And I basically said, dude, I'm in one of the movies that you did the music for. And he goes, you're Colossus. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. So, yeah, he knew who I was.
Yeah.
And that, for some weird reason, that made me giggle.
Yeah.
That's
Danny,
right.
if you're listening, have George perform at one of the Nightmare Before Christmas shows that you got going on.
I would do that in a cocaine heartbeat. I mean, it's bad enough that I almost did a Kiss concert.
Oh, really?
I was hired to go on tour with Kiss. And
Psycho Circus tour.
Yes.
Of course, yeah.
And they did a big kickoff at Dodger Stadium on Halloween.
Yeah.
But I was working Universal, so I wasn't
That was the 3D show.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And I was hired to go on tour. They were getting ready to get the contracts to us. Well, the problem is all the press and everything else after the concert at Dodger Stadium talked about the sideshow acts and did not talk about Kiss.
Oh.
So next thing I know, we were told, we weren't needed. And it was like 2 weeks before the show. We were still waiting for contracts, and we're like, why aren't we getting contracts? And all of us got the thing going, Gene decided against it.
Oh, my God.
So I didn't get to go on tour because of Gene. I know. So I have a soft spot of hatred towards Gene. That's why I won't go to a Kiss concert. I will not give them any of my money. Now, Alice Cooper, on the other hand, I'll give him every dollar I have.
Let's talk about Alice.
So I did a miniature movie with him. He had a maze. And so
at
they
Universal Studios.
Yes.
I went to that edition.
No, Magic Mountain. It was at Magic Mountain.
Oh, Magic Mountain.
Theirs was Magic Mountain. And they had a Scary Tales and they showed a little movie before you went in the maze. And I was in it. And it was a 3D film, and it was hilariously bad. and I got to hang out with Alice Cooper and have him talk about farting on a bus and golf. And I can't stand golf. He made me want to go golfing.
Big sports guy.
Oh, yeah.
He owns that.
He owns a sports
Cooperstown.
bar.
Yeah,
he owns a sports bar, but he is
stuff.
a hardcore golfer. And he made me interested in golf. I was like, dude, I'd go to golf.
Yeah, what a life he's had. I mean, he helped. He was friends with Groucho Marx until the very end. By the way, and we also just celebrated Groucho Marx's late birthday. So.
The line between sanity and madness can be crossed in a single step. And with this step, you enter the nightmare world of terror. Don't look in the basement. Rated R.
Yeah, I love old Hollywood. I love, Criterion Collection. I collect the Criterion Collection now. So Todd Browning's Freaks is coming out in October.
Again, yeah.
So let's talk about that.
I have a copy of it when the last time they re-released it. They had a man named Todd Robbins do a
little intro about it.
And he is one of the top sideshow guys, historian-wise. I will listen to him anytime.
I love all that stuff. So so Todd Browning's Freaks. If you were a fan of the show Carnival, and
I was in that too.
Yeah, I know. I was going to ask you about that.
That was a Where's Waldo too. I'm in like 10 or 15 episodes.
Yeah. So that was HBO's Carnival, which was a huge show. It was around the same time as Deadwood.
Yes.
So it was like if you were watching Carnival, you were watching Deadwood, or vice versa.
Yeah, that's when they were forking a lot of money. That was the problem. That's why they didn't last long, because they were expensive.
The productions,
shows.
because they look so good.
If you knew all the stuff they did for production, oh my gosh! And what was so funny is I didn't realize who one of the people were until after they were no longer in the show. So the one episode that you can really see a good shot of in Carnival is one of the Coochie girls is killed, and she becomes one of the parts of the ghost in the town.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
I'm at the funeral, and you see a really good shot. Well, that woman or girl, that was Meatloaf's daughter.
Wow.
That was Meatloaf's daughter, and I didn't know until after she was gone. Someone goes, "You know who that was?" I was like, because I'm a big Meatloaf fan, and I'm so mad there was a chance to bring them to Bakersfield, him to Bakersfield for the Marquee Club, and they wouldn't let me bring him in because they didn't think he would do well. So we brought Flock of Seagulls instead.
And it was just the one guy.
It's the one guy with his band, and it was just like, it was the most. The only thing that was decent about it is we had Korn as the opening act.
Yeah.
But I had a chance to bring Meatloaf, and he was just getting ready to release Bat Out of Hell 2. And I was like, and the guy,
time when you could have afforded it.
Yes, it was affordable, and he wouldn't do it, and we would have packed that place out. And I still am mad because it was a chance I could have seen Meatloaf, and it didn't happen. Instead, I got to see Flock of Seagulls.
Yeah, just one goal. He was he was just seagull, not even the flock. Okay, so want to remind everybody that you want to stop by. Go to all 3 weekends if you want to.
Oh, trust me, you're gonna see different things all the time. And someone told me, they go, well, if I went already once, I don't need to go again. I'm like, if you went the first year, you definitely want to come now, because I have got more and more stuff every year because people came. Yeah. My wife would go, okay, you can spend money on this. So, I have a portrait of a human skull made of human teeth. I just picked up a croc, which is this weird creature that you got to see it to understand it. But croc he's so cute. Yeah. I have a 16-foot alligator I'm bringing in. I have the weirdest things you're going to see. I have everything, as I said, from cryptozoology to nature's mishaps, which are two-headed animals. I have outsider art, so that's like carvings done on matchsticks.
Yeah. Oh my God. So I'm not, because I don't want to give away everything, but
Oh, I only brought a few little items.
Yeah, so right there.
That is a sword swallower on a matchstick. Okay.
That is tiny. It's amazing. Now, you also have, so like I said, I don't want to give away everything like that, but right here in the studio, he has the skeleton of a two-headed snake. He also showed me the finger, the trigger finger that belonged to Pancho Villa.
I also have an admittance letter to an asylum in New York and a key to one of the rooms.
Oh my gosh! Are you ever afraid that some of the spirits follow?
I do have some objects that are believed to be haunted. Mm-hmm. One of the most famous pieces I just got last year. If you go to YouTube and type in haunted toaster, in 1988, on the Today Show, they followed around a reporter for Sun Magazine, which is like the Inquirer of the Globe.
I remember that.
Okay, so one of the stories was a guy was drowning and he was saved by a ventriloquist figure. Yeah, it was Howdy Doody, in case you were wondering. One of the other stories was this lady who swore up and down this toaster was haunted or cursed. She had proof. She showed a piece of bread that had Satan Lives carved into it. It looked like it was burnt, and she got her fork and carved it in. Well, she's talking to the reporter, and she's trying to put a piece of bread into it. Finally, she gets it in there, and like a couple seconds later, fire shoots out of the toaster. Mm-hmm. The reporter's talking to her, says, look, if this thing is cursed, why do you keep it? Why do you have this? Mm-hmm. And she looks straight at the camera and says, well, Richard, when it comes down to it, it makes good toast. So I saw this video a while back. I have spent 4 years trying to track this thing down. A friend of mine calls me and says, dude, I found it. I found the unicorn. I'm like, you found a goat with a twisted horn? He goes, no, not a unicorn, the unicorn. I found the toaster.
Oh
and I was like, you're kidding me. He goes, no. And he told me how much it was going to cost me. And I was like, okay. So I talked to my wife, and I'm like, honey, I found the toaster. Mm-hmm. She goes, how much is it? I'm like, well, it's this much. And she's like, do you have it in PayPal? And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, you sell stuff on PayPal, mm-hmm. but you don't take money out of it because it's such a pain in the butt to transfer it to your bank. So you just keep it for eBay. How much is in there? I'm like, I don't know. So I open it up, and I'm like, I have enough. She goes, you have enough? Yeah. You can have it. She goes, will this shut you up? And I go, yeah, I won't talk about the toaster ever again. So now I own the toaster.
That's amazing.
Welcome to a night of total terror. Night of the living dead. The dead who live on living flesh. The dead whose haunted souls hunt the living. The living whose bodies are the only food for these ungodly creatures. Night of the living dead. A bizarre adventure in fear.
This guy also found the Silver Eagle. That is a piece of the Silver Eagle, mm-hmm. which is a car that they believe Christine is based off of. It supposedly was involved in a lot of deaths, like rolling
Stephen
out.
King's Christine.
Yes, and so he tracked that down. So it was like I had faith that this was it because it's like, dude, he's tracked some of the weirdest stuff.
Yeah.
This guy has he does ghost hunts and everything else. This guy's really good, and he was able to find it for me.
And the main thing is that this is all fun. I mean, you're going to have a blast. It's George the Giant Strange Museum of Oddities and Wonders, 5630 District Boulevard, Suite 122.
Yes.
It's going to open on October 13th, the 14th, and the following weekends all the way. So you're not going to be open on Halloween. So
no. We're done. We're just the 3 weekends.
I saw that you offer private guided tours.
So if you contact me, we can do a tour on Thursdays, or we can do a tour before the museum opens. We're doing 2 birthday parties, by the way.
Nice.
So we can do it a little bit early on Saturday or Friday or after hours. I will walk a group in. It's a little bit more for per person.
Yeah.
And it is just you and your group and me walking through. And so during the regular tours, I'm going to maybe tell you stories about 1 or 2 items. Everything else will have write-ups and stuff. I will talk about a couple items. When my brother's there, he knows a lot of the stories now because of me, so he'll tell some stories.
Oh, that's cool.
But, that's what you're going to get. But if you do a private tour, you're going to get like an hour and a half of me telling you stories about 85 to 90% of the items in that museum. I will tell you stories.
Would you do like afternoons as well? Like if it was a
yeah.
private thing? So like some businesses out
Yes.
there, if you like people want to have some Halloween fun.
If you want to Halloween fun, I'll bring
group of
in
employees out there.
I'll do it, and it's like Thursdays I have off, and then Fridays we can do it. We can do anything you want. I can make this a fun. I want to do a wedding so bad. We're doing birthday parties. I'm like, there's a side of me that wants to do a wedding inside the.
Would you officiate the wedding?
Of
course.
There's a side of me that because of my religious views, I can get a marriage license.
Oh, okay.
But
all right.
I would feel guilty. Here's the thing. People ask me if I believe this stuff is haunted. I do not believe in haunted objects. Do I believe weird things have happened around some of the stuff I have? Namely around our little special guy, Donnie. I've had wacky things happen around him. But I don't necessarily believe in stuff like that. But I've also, when I have the stuff I have I had it blessed? I show respect. I might not play in voodoo. I don't believe in voodoo, but I don't kick a voodoo priest in the shins either. I show respect for all the religions. Everything that I have that has different religious values on it, I show respect. I've had blessed. I've had people do castings on it to take spirits away from it. I do believe there might be some mischievous guys hanging around some of my stuff, but in general, I don't feel anything goes wrong around it. I've had people ask me about, is this family friendly? It is, because I'm not a maze. I'm not a haunt. I don't have jump scares.
Nobody's going to touch you?
No one's going to touch you. Nothing's jumping out at you. I'm going to tell you stories. If things make you uncomfortable, that might happen, but no one's touching you. Because I don't like people jumping out at me because of my childhood. I have a bad tendency of wanting to smack something that jumps out at me. So going into a maze is really hard for me. I have to hold my hands.
But everybody out there listening, even if like the certain things that you really like watching some of these oddities and you're looking at the stories, but the thing is that you actually get to meet an actor, like a Hollywood actor that's based right out of Bakersfield. He's got his roots right here, and he organizes it right here in your backyard because he actually cares about the city.
Oh,
so,
I love this town.
So come on over here.
Against better judgment, I love this town.
Bakersfield is full of freaks and oddities.
And you're going to be able to. And the thing is, I have stuff for sale. I have 2-headed ducks you can buy. I'm going to have a couple of the letters, the admittance letters from the asylum for sale.
Oh, wow. Kern County Hospital, Cedar Grove, New Jersey. Continued notes. Look at the size of that key.
Yeah. Also, I just got a hold of some stuff that you will appreciate. And I think you might want to open up your piggy bank.
Ooh.
I have an item called a bone record. Okay. You're intrigued, and you should be. In the USSR, during our time, when we were raised, American music was against the law. Yeah. But we all know when things are against the law, it finds a way. Well, what they would do is they would copy American records. Well, they have to count everything they had. So what they were doing is they would go into the shops that you could record your voice on. They couldn't use that plastic because, as I said, very regulated. Yeah. So they'd go into hospitals and get x-rays, cut an X-ray into a circle, put it onto the thing, and record by scraping the song into the X-ray.
That's crazy.
So they're called bone records because the music is on top of an X-ray.
So that's like those the little flexi discs that you would
Yes.
get in Mad Magazine.
That you used to get in Mad Magazine, and also Kellogg's cereal we used to get. But that's what you got. But it was on an X-ray.
Oh my gosh.
And I have a
that's
couple
so
of
wild.
I brought one out last year. That was part of my blow-off because I had people come. Basically, in the museum, I have a lot of different things. I have banners everywhere, advertising. And in the sideshow, there was always a thing called the blow-off. And that was something that wasn't advertised outside. And for a small fee, you'd get to go see it. And sometimes it's more twisted than others. One of the items I've had in my blow-offs almost every year is something I got from my mentor, Bobby Reynolds. He sold one of them to Venice Beach Freak Show. So if you watch the Venice Beach Freak Show TV show, you'll see Ronnie and Donnie sold. But I have another set of twins that I show.
You want to check out Georgia Giant's Strange Museum of Oddities and Wonders, October 13th, 14th, 2020th, 20th, 21st, 27th, and 28th, located at 5630 District Boulevard, Suite 122. You can find, just put in a search on Google or wherever and put in Bakersfield Strange Museum, Georgia Giant. I guarantee you it's going to come up.
Here's two things. One, the money you spend, you won't remember. What you see, you'll never forget. It is weird and strange. As one of the old-time sideshows, Ward Hall used to say about his museum, and it suits my museum to the T. Everything in this museum is real. Some of it's real, some of it's real fake, but it's all real interesting. And that is how I live my life. When I buy stuff, I look at it. Does it interest me? Do I think it looks cool? 2, do I like the story behind it? And 3, would I pay $1 to go see it? If the answers are yes, I get it. Guys, if you come see this, you will leave with amazement. This is entertainment at its weirdest and strangest. This is a fun experience. I could charge $15, I could charge $20 a person. I don't do that. There's a reason for it. I wanted a family to be able to go see this and not be broke. You can't go to the movies with 2 people and not spend $50.
I know.
You can come to this, have a blast, and go to a pizzeria, get a pizza.
And you can bring a copy of Big Fish and you'll
I'll
sign
sign
it.
it.
Yeah,
I'll sign it.
Sign it. So bring it.
And then I have action figures for sale too.
Oh, so
I have Georgia Giant action figures.
This is real Halloween fun. Once again, I want to thank my brother, Mr. George the Giant McArthur. Thank you so much for being on the Baco Tunes podcast.
Thank you very much for having me. I enjoyed being had.
All right.
The Baco Tunes podcast with Matt Munoz. New episodes every week. And for the latest, be sure to follow us at Baco Tunes on Instagram and Twitter. That's BAKOTUNES. And be sure to like us, rate us, comment at us, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll be back next time.
It's too dark in here. Let's try the other one.